Better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
Well, people, welcome to the very, very last John's Family podcast for 2022. Want to say straight from the top, thank you for your support and dedication to the podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we do. We really love your feedback, and we're going to be back for 2023.
And there's going to be some best of episodes.
Yes, best of's coming
break.
through the break.
I've
So
heard
to make
some of
sure.
Did you say
them,
we're
and
back
they
for
look
2023, Cobber?
Yeah. Well, sorry, this is awkward, Jack. Sorry, we three are.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Deal.
You've been replaced with the old bloke next door. Guys, today's theme is holidays. Because we get this final show, people are starting out for the first time in a long time. People are going to be able to travel overseas or go away up the coast for their holidays, catch up with friends and family and loved ones.
We're
Can't
starting
wait.
to pack.
Yeah, we are. We're starting to pack. We are. Thank you. So the theme, holidays today. Boys, you folks have been away. Coop, you been away already? Or something?
Yeah,
Where'd
I've
you
been
go?
away.
Where'd you
I
go?
went to Hamilton Island,
That's right.
Gold Coast to Byron. Yeah.
You're a funny dude. When you go on holidays, you go with your mates, but you generally go to honeymooners places. Like
Which ones?
You-
Hamilton Island. Yeah.
when you and Harry Grant, of course, went to honeymooners resort in Fiji together.
Yep.
You went to honeymoon. Well, went to Hamilton Island, which is very much a honeymoon.
There's only two examples.
Yeah.
If I do it again, then you can spite me for being like if I go to
Hayman.
if I go to Hayman, I do want to go to Hayman actually, but I'm not going to go now.
Yeah.
Out of fear of
Daydream Island.
Daydream. Yeah.
Lord Howe Island.
What's a honeymooners resort
expensive.
overseas? What would you consider?
Honeymooners.
Paris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Italy.
no.
A lot of people do
suppose
that
it's where
as
you go,
honeymoons.
I
really.
suppose, yeah.
Well,
We're
Paris, the city of love.
Disneyland. Remember when? What
Daddy
were we
too?
thinking?
Yeah.
Trisha? I mean, we're only young.
We're adults, so
We went there.
we're married.
Yeah. Remember the guy? We drove us into Disneyland. And this guy sarcastically goes, "Anyway, welcome to Disneyland, the happiest place in the world." Sure, it is.
Tell you what I have been doing actually. I've been listening to all the old podcasts during the week.
Have you?
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Just I've been reflecting.
How different are they? What?
Who's most improved?
I mean, it was me and Dad have always been pretty good on this
Probably
podcast. I think,
Trish, low bass.
yeah, Trish and Jack definitely started at a low base. Trish's first episode, she barely spoke, like barely talked in it.
God,
and
isn't that a turnaround?
when she didn't, she didn't really project her voice. Now it's like we can't really get her to shut up. Jack's sense of humour hasn't changed really, but he's just a bit more vocal now, which is good.
It's good.
I'm more vocal.
Yeah, more vocal now than you were back then.
Yeah.
No, you've done a good job. But it's always a little kick to our listeners. If you haven't listened to the early episodes, we used to do a song, maybe for the first couple months at the end of each episode,
I love
where
that.
I would play guitar and Dad would sing. Trish would try to sort of sing, but then be
Shy.
too shy. She wouldn't do that now. I'll tell you
No.
right now.
That's, we need to do a song,
Shy.
and now I'd sing. Now I'm not afraid.
Well, let's finish with
Wow.
let's finish with the holiday song. Holiday, celebrate the John Lovitz version. Well, we took a holiday, but let's celebrate just one day at a time. Just one day at a time. It'll be so cool.
Nice.
Sorry. Thank you.
Oh no.
And Jack, where you been? You've already been away. You went to Bali.
The Bali.
Bali.
Did you just have a testy pop there, Cobber?
Yes, it's a B-A-L-I, not B-A-R-L-E-Y.
Yeah, went to Bali, Cobber. We had a good time, boys' trip, and then, I don't know what else. Yeah, what else did you want me to say about Bali?
No, nothing, mate.
No,
That's
we've spoken
fine.
about it.
Did I? I just got to say this. 2 weeks ago, I was just about the greatest game of cricket I've ever seen. Virat Kohli,
Oh my God.
India versus
Last week.
Pakistan. You are an icon. 35. They needed the last 2 overs. Stepped up, very emotional, speechless after the game.
You haven't stopped
Says it
talking
all.
about it for
I
2
know.
weeks, hasn't he?
I know.
It's phenomenal.
Hey Matt, we
2
forgot.
weeks in a row.
I caught him in there having a lamb shank to a photo of Virat Kohli the other day in his bedroom.
Well, I'm only human. Yeah.
Matt, your tip
Sex drive.
for Fiji over Italy
Impotent.
last week. We've got to mention it last week.
Oh.
That you mentioned in the previous week's podcast came up. What
Yes,
was it? Fiji to win
Fiji-
by 13 plus?
13 plus and
Kick
William
out.
kick out to get 2 tries or more. Got
Yeah,
up.
well done.
So you're welcome, people. No problem.
Hopefully people are listening.
People, as I introduce you, with the theme being holidays, if you were a tourist destination, Trish, which would you be and why?
I'm going Morocco because it's definitely on the next on my checklist. It's an eclectic mix of colours, fabrics, heritage, tradition and architecture. Bit like me.
Lovely.
I'm an eclectic mix.
Of-
Nothing
yeah,
really works.
ancient.
But, well, that too.
Jacko?
Mate, I've gone with Mykonos, Cobber.
Ooh.
Because it might seem nice
Sleazy?
and family friendly, but when the sun goes down, it's quite sleazy.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Were you Mykonos as well?
No, with
Oh,
Jack.
sorry, yeah,
The
yeah.
exact same thing with Jack.
sleaze
Oh, when
ball.
the sun goes down, you're sleazy.
Grass cutter.
Jack is probably the least sleazy person
Person I've ever met.
Oh,
in this family.
I wish you guys knew what I knew about this disgusting, despicable human being.
Yeah. Well, let's not destroy it because we've all
That's
got our
not
roles
true.
on the podcast.
I actually had Cessnock. I thought...
Oh, wine country.
Cessnock, they're beautiful. I had a thought the other day, a nice little funny business idea, I thought. Similar to like Hollywood with the celebrity bus tours, you do it in Cessnock where they take you around. Might go and see Gaz and Gale's house and Herbie Pearson,
Yeah.
Cessnock's greatest drinker.
Yep.
Herbie.
I couldn't think
Is
of
this,
anyone.
hang on, is Herbie alive still?
Rest in peace, old mate.
Well, his old you go see his old house, or you go to his grave.
Oh,
Maybe share a
Pour a
drink.
beer over it.
oh no.
Like Santa.
Everyone gets to pour a beer over it.
no.
38 beers.
Yeah. Have a seance. Uncle Herbie, you there? Herbie, no more.
Is he actually your uncle?
Yeah, he's a relation. We'll just call him Uncle. You know. Yeah.
Everyone's uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have one?
I've gone Ibiza.
Oh,
Old, ancient, warm, represents a place where people flock to party. Guys, let's go straight into the theme here. Best family holiday and why? And who was the best man or woman on tour? Tricia, we'd let you lead off on this one.
Look, I just went quite simply with 2004 Hawaii because it was our first successful holiday where we didn't have to come home early. No one got sick. Yeah,
Holidays are great.
that was our first successful holiday.
Hawaii's a really easy place for families to go. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
did we
actually.
go? Me and Jack go.
Yeah, you were there. Remember that's when you saw the turtle. You're on Matt's
Yeah,
back.
remember.
and
I was 5.
we dove down and came up, and the turtle
Okay.
took a breath right near you.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
I looked around and dove back
I
down.
thought that was in Hamilton Island.
No, that was in Maui.
That was Honolulu Bay.
No, it was in Maui.
Yeah, but
At
they
that
call it
surf break.
Honolulu Bay.
Oh, sorry.
Honolulu. Strike me wrong. Fair
him
dinkum, not what I'm going through at the moment.
Shut up.
So
And who
Hon-
was the best on tour as well?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Jack.
How?
Jack
was 7.
Jack loves Hawaii.
But he was 7.
I
What
do
couldn't he-
like Hawaii.
Yeah, he does.
actually.
Can I share a story that
He
I
was just
heard?
enthusiastic about
A
it.
couple of weeks ago, I stayed at the our great friends, the Frizzels.
Yeah.
And obviously they were up in Hawaii then as well.
No, different trip.
Okay, well, let me talk about this story anyway. We went to Hawaii with them, apparently. Well, I don't think me and Jack did. I think
No,
it was just
we
you
did.
two.
So went for
That was where we met.
Yeah.
And, yep.
Went for a
love it.
symposium.
And Dad was supposed to do, it was for the
Mm-hmm.
Titans, Dad was supposed to do a speaking,
Yeah.
like an MC.
That's why they
Uh,
flew me over there.
They flew him over to do an MC for one of their events. And apparently she said he got really drunk and passed out in the toilet and they couldn't find him to be the MC. So somebody else just had to go and take
Yeah.
over the role.
Yeah, that's true.
Fortunately, that was the introductory night, so it was
Yeah.
all right.
First night, no, and I was supposed to host there was a panel talking about stuff. And I remember just getting there going, oh man, I'm so blind. I'm just going to go to the toilet, just have a little doze and wake up. I basically woke up 2 hours later and missed the whole thing.
Remember which Carney is it when we went away to family trip in
Liam.
Budapest and Liam Carney, we had dinner
Liam.
one night and then he was just missing for like 40 minutes and Brian goes, oi, check the bathroom
Yeah.
stalls and he was in there asleep. He goes, he does it all the time.
He
Yeah.
does it all the time,
Hilarious.
just
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
disappearing. What about you, Coop? What do you reckon the best one we've had?
I had London when we went over to London as a family. Mum and Jack, one of my cherished childhood memories. Mum and Jack were jet lagged. They went to sleep, which usually is a sign that it's going to be a great day when those two are sleeping. And me, you, and Bales went to the Christmas fair.
Christmas markets.
Christmas market. There was roller coasters, mulled wine, which you ended up. Went on the crazy, whacking, spinning roller coaster. Me, you, and Phil. And you snuck your mulled wine under your shirts. You went in, and not realizing that it was about to start spinning, you went to have a sip, and I was in between you and Phil,
no.
and both of your wines just hot wine spilling all over a 10-year-old.
You had hot wine and stereo.
Yeah, so that was good. That was a good trip.
Who was best?
I had you down, Father. I had you. I thought you were very funny, and you gave me memories that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
What about Trisha? Wasn't she a nightmare on that trip in London? Remember, she was jet lagged, and she was like, "Why are you all?" Yeah, we go, mate. You're just jet lagged. Why are you all carrying on? We said, "Hey, we're not the ones carrying on here." What are you, Jack?
Cobra, we spoke about this the other day. I chose that week or a few days. It was a while ago. We went up to the Matt Rogers function.
Fundraiser
for kids.
Yeah.
Yes. We were there for a
Kingscliff?
few days.
No, it was at what's that island?
Yes, we're the Queensland Origin
Sanctuary
Camp.
Cove?
Caloundra?
No, Sanctuary Cove.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, Sanctuary Cove.
Yeah.
And
that was fun.
we were up there, and it was a really good time. It was a good atmosphere, and then my man of the match was Cobber for giving himself carbon monoxide poisoning, and then sneaking
That's
out
right.
of
We
hospital.
nearly lost him.
We almost got the wheel early, Jack.
That was heavy. That was real.
Why were you getting those
They
pool
had-
noodles and putting it into your mouth?
They had two boats, and luckily all the young guys went on one boat.
children.
And it was myself, Matty Rogers, Robbie McEwen, who luckily he'd just done Tour de France, so he had a lot of red blood cells.
Because he'd
If
done
not
the
for
high
him,
altitude.
Greg Bird.
Didn't he save a man who fell overboard?
There was one young guy, and he fainted first of all, and he came through, and we said, "Mate, do you suffer epilepsy or anything?" He goes, "No." Next minute, boom, another one drops. Guy drops off the back of the boat.
into
Robbie
the water, and he
McEwen
went and
in.
got him.
Man, we all
Could
ended
have
up.
been like an absolute nightmare.
Well, just read Matty Rogers got a book out, and I didn't see this because I was off chops on petrol fumes, and
he was too. You
yeah.
both
Well,
got
he said
readmitted to hospital.
he said he went. He said when he got to shore, he just, mate, Billy Cross, our friend Billy Cross went up and said, "Mate, how are you?" And Matty Rogers said, "Mate, I just started crying." He said, "Because I realised how close we were." Like how they found us was that we were going down one of the man-made canals they have there, and someone rang the police and just said something is going on that boat, and they
They rang
someone
Sting.
noticed the unusual behaviour.
Someone noticed, and
They ring Sting.
Yeah, no, mate, no.
It's not funny.
Because I tell you, if
very
he
serious.
would have, mate, this is a really serious story.
Your dad
about
nearly
your
died.
father nearly passing away.
Because-
Sting's touring in Australia later in
I
the year.
saw
Oh,
that.
good. I'll meet him at the airport and chin him.
Now, the important thing with carbon monoxide poisoning
Yeah.
is you must go to hospital because you need oxygen because it multiplies. It keeps multiplying in your
Silent
system.
killer.
Yeah, so anyone who's exposed to it, get to a hospital. You need oxygen and you need to be monitored because there was a ball thing on that night. So he was there. They took him off to hospital.
I woke up in hospital, had all the tubes on me,
Yeah.
and I thought I feel all right, so I just took all the tubes out, hitchhiked back to Century Cove.
Yeah.
You've always wanted to go to a ball, hey, Cobber?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, Cinderella.
And I was laying in the bed. I went and said, I'm feeling a bit tired, and the ambos just come and sort of,
No, because I had to call the ambulance again and say, you have to take him. Yeah.
yep.
And
Yeah.
you were resistant. You didn't want to go, no, I'm fine.
You're really painting me here as
it's a pain in the
quite
arse.
the loser. Let's lift
Well,
the.
you just don't listen. Sometimes you just need to listen to me.
Yeah, listen, mate.
Sorry, what did you say?
Just because I wanted to get rid of you for the evening.
Mine's the
Get back in hospital.
2014 tour we did. We started in and went to LA. It was interesting. We went to
Oh,
LA.
that's a good
We
one.
went to Trish went shopping and we went to Universal Studios. You guys were on the roller coasters. I went, sat and had a beer. And a middle-aged woman
That's
came and gave me a phone number. It was interesting. Anyway.
I like that.
Shout out to
Rosita.
Beth. Then we went to Vegas. First, typical Vegas. We're there for about 4 days. First 2 days, best 2 days of my life. Next 2 spent in bed. Then went to San Francisco. Now, San Francisco, Cooper, your mate Drinky, texted me and said, "Hey, Cooper told me once about your trip to San Francisco that you and your mum had gone to 1 or 2 different places. Do you know what they were?" I said, "Yeah." bike riding to Sausalito.
Oh, that was awesome.
was cool.
And then, mate,
Over the bridge.
the Tiki Bar in the Fairmont.
Yes,
in
that was cool.
Nob Hill. That was great. Then after that, we went to
They've got a really great Chinatown.
yeah, they do. Then we went to La Rocca's Corner.
Yes,
down there.
that was
That was awesome night. And when they went to New York after that, and it was by the way, I didn't do New York. I just repeated myself. Went to New York, and Christmas Day in New York was one of our greatest Christmas days.
That was pretty good. It was really good.
Trisha,
What, Matthew?
we're going away pretty soon,
Yeah.
and one of the most heartbreaking things in this family is when we go away. My my best friend Charlie, our dog, as soon as Trish pulls the bags out, as in the suitcases, there she is.
Here
here.
she is. She's
Here
never
she-
far.
As soon as we pull suitcases out, mate, she just goes.
gets the sad
she
eyes.
drops and gets the sad eyes, and so at the moment, what I do, I lock her out of the room, pack. I know, then hide the suitcase, and then when she's not watching or doing something else or watching TV, I race down and put the bag in the car.
Daddy's. I was telling someone about this the other day. You were very controlled by that dog.
Oh my gosh.
He took her for a walk the other day, and he is under the impression that she is only a good, like, sort of compliant walker if she's walking from somewhere directly home. So
Yeah,
Dad
it's
decided
true.
to drive to Longreef, and then from there he walked Charlie home, put her home, and then walked back to Longreef by himself.
I do it all.
That's
the
what he
time.
does.
just so he could drive home.
Yeah.
There's been times that she needed a good walk, so when Trish has been away, I'll drive 5Ks away, walk her home,
It's true.
then turn around and have to walk the 5Ks back and get the car.
That just
I know.
seems
He really
weird
does
to me.
love her.
Yeah.
How does Charlie know she's heading in that direction? Like,
She
surely you
knows.
could
She
Oh,
kno-
no, she knows. When
she
you
knows
turn
home.
around,
Jack, she knows.
she leads. The rest of when you're walking away from home, you're dragging her.
She's a dog. Jack.
When you're walking
but-
home, she leads.
What if you just drive the car like 100 metres up the road away from home and then go from there? So you don't have to walk about 50
Well, that would be an
Ks?
interesting and walk from there, so she doesn't. Whether she
Like,
knows
take it to the,
she's
take
going
it to the
to or
far
from
end of the
home.
street and then drive.
I think you
Actually, that might be a good.
The dark end of the street.
That
is
could be
where
an
we
interesting
always
experiment, Matt.
You haven't
Can you
thought
do
of that.
that in the off-season?
You're telling me you didn't think to go like at least 2Ks away rather than 5Ks away and then go from there. You instead go the whole 5Ks.
It's a good point.
It does make sense because
Yeah.
she wouldn't geographically. All she would know is we're in the car, and then from there we're going home. She wouldn't geographically know where.
Well,
they
it'd
are.
be interesting
Yeah,
to see.
exactly right.
I think she might because she's a sniffer dog. She's a
Oh,
hound
Trish,
dog.
let's be honest here.
That's every time Joey comes
a
over, she just
spaniel.
goes berserk.
No, but she's a spaniel, so she will. I think she might know which
So
direction.
you're going to
is
say
home.
she sniffs the house from 2Ks away? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
No,
she's
no, I
got.
think
She's just.
yeah.
Let me tell you guys, don't underestimate this dog. Isn't
Yeah.
that right, Charlie?
She's not just a
Smart
pretty
dog.
face.
She's listening. Look at the size of those ears. Trish, anything else this week really
sniffer dog.
catch your attention? Or it's been pretty quiet.
I've been on the lookout, but I've been on the lookout. A friend of mine had 2 big plants from her front veranda stolen
What?
this week. Yeah.
What kind of plants were they?
Big, beautiful, expensive ones. And someone through the night has gone and stolen 2 of them. It happens. It's a
Wow.
real thing. So I've been like driving by places really slow, trying to recognise them. But it reminded me. Remember?
Recognise what
So
plant?
talk about
Her
trying to find a
plants.
needle in a haystack.
No, I know. They might put them around the back. Anyway, remember your mum and dad a few years ago had their entire Buxus hedge that was in the ground at the front of their house stolen? Remember that? Someone came in through the night, dug up the entire hedge, and they loved that bloody hedge. They pruned. It was pruned to within a, inch of its entire life. And
Remember that?
and they stole it. They end up finding out it was the local ice makers, as in meth.
Yeah.
So they didn't.
The,
figure it out,
No,
unfortunately.
not to mix that up with the local water into ice.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, the other one
Yeah.
is Jack.
How bad?
Dad laid it on the local ices when they stole his golf cart. Remember that?
Oh,
Daddy's
yeah.
loved.
I don't know this.
I made it. I bought it out of a super, and they stole it. So Dad went and accused them, and then Dad woke up the following day, and there was a big shit on the front of his car.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He goes, I reckon it was the ices. I said, I reckon it was. Ices generally get fairly cranky. Guys, best...
Use their bowels.
Thanks, mate. Okay. Theme, best holiday, Trish, not with the family.
I'm going my Mykonos, Croatia trip that you're still banging on about. And I'm not going to say the Mykonos bit of it. It was the Croatian bit of it I loved.
Oh, yeah.
Like on a boat, sailing. That was just, if you ever get the
where'd you go
opportunity to do
in
it.
Did you go to Dubrovnik?
Yeah, you finished in Dubrovnik. You either go from, what's the other major town?
Korčula?
No, the major town.
Split.
You go from Split to Dubrovnik or Dubrovnik to Split. We went Dubrovnik to Split to Dubrovnik to Hvar. My favourite place was Korčula.
Yes.
It was a great place.
It's the
That was my- yeah.
birthplace of Marco Polo.
I went to see his little place.
The game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great trip. I mean, I was on a boat in beautiful waters with wonderful company.
Because people
friends.
contested to me, they went, no, Marco Polo was Venetian. But no.
My dad.
But
said
no,
that.
we used to always blew about it all
Yeah.
the time. But what it was is Korčula was a Venetian outpost.
That's right.
Back in those days.
I actually didn't know Marco Polo was a person.
Yeah.
So that's what the name.
Marco Polo.
The game is
Yeah.
named after.
Because he's an
Marco
explorer,
Polo
wasn't he?
was one of the world's greatest ever explorers. He actually went to the Far East, right out firstly with his father, went back and was actually befriended by the great Kublai Khan. Spent a long time there. We'd go backward and forward. He was great friends, which was quite amazing, with the Khan family. Kublai Khan, and before that was Genghis Khan.
Wasn't he bad?
Yeah. Well, depends
Yeah.
what side of the fence you sit on. Right, mate, they were tough times. Everyone was very tribal.
Yep.
So, mate, if he was on your side, he was one of the good guys.
Marco.
Polo. What about you, Jack?
Cobra, I went with the Bali trip just gone.
Good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was about 6-7 of us, and 10 days, which is an appropriate amount of time. I reckon
Yeah.
if I stayed any longer, I would have lost me marbles a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Best on ground. I'm going to go with Bradman best.
Yeah.
Bradman was very good. He was good quality. Took care of us all.
How's his
He-
infectious tattoo going?
I saw it today.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's not infectious. It is very, very well done, and zero complications with it.
Excellent.
The hieroglyphs are looking phenomenal.
Good.
Great.
So we
Have we had them interpreted?
Not yet, but we will. And then no, he was just good. He was very consistent the entire trip. You know, you get those people that just keep turning up. That's
Yes.
what he
Yeah.
was like.
like
Yep.
that.
Yep. Hopefully he can do the same with his football. What about you, Cooper?
You're a bitch, Matthew.
Yeah. I had, now although we did go, you guys were there, I liked, upon reflecting upon this trip, I like to always think it was the first sort of trip I sort of did on my own, even though we travelled together.
Yeah.
Japan. I had Japan.
Oh, yeah, but you were off on your own.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. We were off on our own, me and Harry. So very, very fun trip. A couple of young men over in Japan, just experimenting and discovering the world for ourselves. It's really cool.
Such a different culture.
We used to, when I was younger,
true.
when I was just turned, when I was able to drink, myself, Billy Peden, Jamie Forbes and Ian Williamson, as four of us used to just travel up the coast, beg, borrow and steal with no money and see how far we could go. One year, 1990, was our crowning glory. First of all, we went to Port Macquarie. We were threatened with arrest twice because they caught us 2 nights in a row sleeping on the beach. Then we went to Foster, and we arrived in Foster and come across a fellow Cessnockian who said, "Oh, boys, I'm in the caravan with Mum and Dad. We've got a fair few spare beds if you want to stay." We went, "Oh, mate, thanks so much." So we go out for a night at Foster Tuncurry RSL and come back pretty inebriated, me and Jamie Forbes. We went, anyway, actually, what caravan is it? Went, is it this one? No, it's definitely this one here. So we go and we lay down these beds. Anyway, I think to myself, is this? I better go and check. So I'm looking around and I pick up some prescription medicine and I go, oh my God, Forbes, you're in the wrong van.
There's no one in there.
Hey?
There's no
No,
one
there
in
were people asleep.
You were in the
main
annex,
We're in
weren't
the
you?
annex. And then we finished it. We did New Year's Eve at Sawtell RSL. The band called the Enormous Horns were playing. It was one of my favourite all-time, the Enormous Horns. That's not a play on words, by the way. And there was a bad part that Well, it's a bad part. I don't know, an awkward moment. So the caravan park was pretty empty. And there's me, Billy, Forbes and Willow. We're sitting there. Anyway, a bloke come up who was also from Cessnock. Hey, boys, what are you doing here? Oh, we're just travelling around. We're staying at Rick's van. Anyway, he's sitting down. We're having a chat. Anyway, his mother come past and, oh, Matthew, boys, how yous going? Oh, hello, how you doing? Yeah, oh, how long you staying for? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she goes into the toilet and the toilet block and everything is totally abandoned,
Oh, no.
silent. And she starts pissing, and honestly, it was like Farlap pissing. It was just so loud, and Wes with his son just staring at him, and we're just like, from the rest of the trip, someone had mentioned his name or her name, and we go, "Oh yeah, she can piss, she can." Trish, any big stories catch your attention this week?
This one really interested me. US Today Show reported a woman in her 70s who went to the ophthalmologist complaining that she felt like she had something in her eye. He found 23 disposable contact lenses stacked like pancakes under her eyelid.
What?
She'd been using them for the past 30 years.
I've
Imagine.
just been.
Yeah, so she's forgotten or thought she's taken it out and hasn't, and then put a new one in and it's slipped up under the. Imagine that. I know, doesn't it make your eyes water?
Similar thing happened with you too. Remember that? We first day going out, it was itchy, and you went there and there was 30 unused. There's 30 used condoms.
What was itchy?
In your mouth.
Sorry, what was itchy?
Your throat.
Not like the worst case of thrush I ever had.
Okay.
That was after my eye surgery, and
So how did you go to your eyes down there?
because when you have eye surgery, you've got to use antibiotic and steroid drops in your eyes before, during, and after the surgery, and it got so bad that there's a pharmacist friend, Sam Papandrea. Thank you. I walked into
Sam.
the pharmacist like this, going, Sam, help me! I've got the worst case of thrush ever.
Was it in your eye or in your...
No, it was in my vajiji.
Oh,
So what did Sam do? Sam goes, okay, I'll just show you how to put this ointment on.
No. He treated it with probiotics. Actually, that was helpful.
oral tablets.
Yeah, probiotics.
Well,
Because
that-
when you take antibiotics, it depletes all your good.
Well,
just
there's a
can't believe you
cream.
called it
There's a
Vajiji.
cream for a lot of girls use there's like a syringe thing. You
Yes,
put it up
yes.
there and
I
do that?
think it's a Caniston
Is
cream.
that canister
Yeah,
cream.
yes.
Is that as effective
Yes, that is as well. But obviously, mine was so bad. Yeah, it was the worst case.
for our female listeners?
See, it was the worst case of thrush in the
Ever.
history of planet Earth. Well, there you go.
It's the worst.
Who said we're not an educational podcast? So, people, if you're out there and you got thrush, just get in
Take
touch
a
with us
probiotic.
and let us know how it went.
bad.
Sam Papandreou.
Sam
Very-
Papandrea, you're a bad
Like
man.
honestly, I just didn't. It was that bad. I didn't even care. Who knew? I just like, you've got to help me. This is
She was screaming.
Was it painful?
no, it's itchy. You know, I can't be itchy.
Oh, right.
Oh man.
Charlie, get off that lap. Okay, we'll take a quick break and be back with Predicament of the Week.
So
Welcome.
nice.
Sorry, guys, you had to listen to that. That was just Trish when I was trying to come back from the break, just doing a excellent Madonna song. Number 2 in the US, number 2 in the UK, number 4 in Australia. Predicament of the Week time. Right up, people, all ears here. It's a holiday theme. I'm going to give it. Tomorrow you can hop on a plane and travel to one of these places. Havana, Jamaica, New York, Marrakesh, Bali, Tokyo, Iceland, Paris, London, Rio, or Cartagena.
I'm going to Marrakesh.
You're going to Marrakesh in Morocco.
I'm desperate to go to Morocco, so yes. I'm going to
I'd
Marrakesh.
love to go to Morocco. Go to southern Spain, get the ferry across to Tangier and across to Marrakesh.
I'd love to.
I'm going
Deal.
to Paris.
Back to Paris.
Back to Paris.
Do you remember Paris?
Yes, I do. I remember, but I want to do it for myself. I think it'd be good. There's a lot of people over there at the moment, and my answer was based off food. I'd love to go over there and dine, splash and red wine.
Do you remember the fondue? I know Jack was very. Remember we went to the fondue place in, was it Saint-Germain? With Brian?
Yes, it was.
I can't-
Yes,
Brian?
it
We did
was.
too.
Yeah, that was when Jack discovered fondue and he was in love with it.
Fondue. Yeah.
Jack's
What
all
are
about the
fondue?
food.
What are you, Jack?
Cobber, I want to go Rio because I've always wanted to go South America.
Yeah. Well, I'll go there with you. I'm going to go to Cartagena in Colombia. It's the amazing city. Sits on the Caribbean Sea. It's an incredible place.
I also want to go to Argentina. Was that on your list anyway?
Buenos Aires, it was not. I considered it.
That is another place I want to go.
And ruled it out.
Oh.
Boys, how's your week been? Coops?
Mate, my week's been good. I just had a Halloween party, actually, which was good fun.
Trick or treat?
Treat. Yes. No, it was good fun, actually. Up at the Hanson's place in Newport, dressed up, which was good.
What'd you go dressed up as?
I dressed up as an alien.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, dressed up as a spaceman alien.
Wouldn't have to try very hard.
Spaceman said everybody looked back.
We go to see
What
the
was
Killers
that?
soon.
Oh, was that the Killers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that was good. You know what? Last week on the podcast, we were talking about people dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer. There was a man dressed up as Dahmer there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was, young fella.
Freaky.
I went up to him and I just give him a big serve. I
You're
did.
a disgrace.
You're a disgrace. Where do you live? Where are your family?
You are a disgusting slob. Okay, Hollywood theme. What about you, Jack O'Lantern? Did they?
Cobber, Cooper came over again. Yeah. Cooper came over again this week, just gone to visit me. My roommate Dylan just got back, and Cooper, obviously, he's a very comfortable dude, but I'm a bit concerned about his nudity because he enjoys getting nude. At one stage, me and Dylan were watching a show on the television, and Cooper hailed us, and we looked back behind the lounge, and he was he threw his towel on the ground, and he had his penis tucked between his legs.
Actually, he learnt that from Matt.
That's
That's your
speaking
fault,
of
Matt.
serial killers.
Please don't. He learned it off James Gum. That's who he learned
Speaking
it off.
of serial killers, he was singing that song that Buffalo Bob was singing, or Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs,
What
and then
does
he
he
was
sing?
doing the dance he does in the mirror.
We spoke about Jackass Forever last week. That's one of the scenes in Jackass Forever.
Yeah.
There's a Bam in the background.
Chris
doing-
Pontius.
Chris Pontius, for no reason,
So-
he's got the old fella tucked between legs doing the James Gum.
What's the song that he sings?
It's like something horses, Cooper. You know the song?
Yeah, it is. Something
It's a
horses.
creepy song.
That's
I'll try
not
to get it
Daryl
out.
It's
Braithwaite.
gonna be little Daryl.
Not Daryl Braithwaite. It is. You know,
Yeah, we
if
need to
can-
know.
It's called
If we-
Goodbye Horses.
Yeah,
Can I play? Can you play some of it, Coop?
No, can we put it on the back end of the podcast?
Yeah, can we
It's
do
a
that?
big farewell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye, goodbye, horses, old friend.
Goodbye, horse. Be
Hey, can I ask you a quick question without notice?
so bad.
I heard it. I was going through social media the other day, and these people were discussing who the most lovable person is in the world, and I wanted to see
In the
like
world.
who's the most lovable figure in the world. Who everybody like you'd struggle to find someone who would hate them. I'll go first as a little one. Shaquille O'Neal.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think he'd be very good. I think Rod Stewart's one of them. I don't know anyone that go, I hate Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
But he's I think the young generation of today wouldn't really know. A lot of them wouldn't know Rod Stewart.
What about this one? An Australian, Sam Pang.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything.
I don't really
know.
like those Channel 10 shows. I'll tell you what, shout to Rod
sorry.
Stewart. Campbell Graham, who's just played last week for Australia, made his debut. Campbell's, at his parents' house, has a soccer ball signed by Rod Stewart that his old man was given after being front stage of one of his concerts and then falling over the banner and knocking himself
Barricade.
out. And then one of the security guys gave him a Rod Stewart signed ball.
Because when you go to a Rod Stewart concert, he's a massive Celtic fan, Celtic United. And he gets up and when he does You're in My Heart, that's a song dedicated to Celtic. He starts kicking soccer balls into the crowd.
Are they signed?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you have anyone for the lovable one as well, Trish?
I'm sorry.
Lovable one? Anyone
Lovable.
who...
I was going to say, who's the guy that's in the Matrix? I can't think of his name.
Keanu Reeves.
I'm going to say Keanu Reeves. I've heard some pretty amazing
True.
stories about how kind and lovely he is. Like a very, very good human being.
That's a very good pick, Trish.
Thank you.
I reckon before he passed, I would say Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I don't think
I think Will Ferrell
it's true.
as well. Who hates
I
Will
don't
Ferrell?
know.
You know what? I love Will Ferrell, but
I think he
lately
could be
he's
prickly.
just- Yeah, nothing really doing these days.
Really?
John C. Reilly?
Yeah, John C. Reilly.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh no, he's an angry man.
Rest
Well,
easy,
he's
old
not.
mate.
He's angry. He's
Wayne
all
Bennett?
angry.
Anthony Griffin? Not. Sorry, that's just a rugby league joke, people. What we'll do...
Okay, who do you think the most likable player in the NRL is?
Jake Trbojevic.
Jake Trbojevic.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes
Cooper
to
Johns,
that as
Jake
well.
Trbojevic.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful boy.
Campbell Graham's.
Who?
very
He's a
likable.
beautiful man, I should say.
Yeah, Campbell's pretty likable.
I don't know him. I've not come across
Campbell
him.
Graham's.
Cooper Johns, do you reckon?
I think Cooper Johns is a
Oh.
lovely young
Oh,
man.
okay. Well, the Fox, Josh Adokar.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
a
Foxy.
smiley.
Yeah,
popular.
that's good.
Fox
I mean,
Money.
Feel good
I
man.
would have said Brandon, but he's got a few enemies out there now. He's just
What?
done. I know. He's
Why?
done just enough. Well, he,
Just because he
when-
left Storm.
No, well that, but like the whole interview thing that he got sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
a lot of just little things that now he sort of you know. But I mean, I would say he's the most lovable.
He's pretty
Nico
lovely.
Hines.
Nico
Nico's a great
Hines.
one.
There you
Yeah.
go,
I think
There's
you've
quite a
nailed it.
few.
I think you've nailed it.
Do you know what? I think Fox has turned me. I'm becoming a bit of a Canterbury fan. Him being there, as well as now Cameron going there. I like Cameron. And remember that lovely fellow we met down in Melbourne? Lovely young man, and he was the
Young
most
man.
polite, beautiful.
where my head went with
fellow
Steve
at
Britt.
the park.
There's no
We
need
were
to
watching
feel
Jack's
down.
game, and then Jack got hurt, and he came over to me and he went, "Oh,
Is
you
he a
know,
player?
no, he's a man. He's from Sydney. He's moved to Melbourne for work, and he was a Canterbury fan. And he was
It's got,
just
right.
it's got nothing to do with the Bulldogs. Then.
no, but he's a Canterbury fan,
Yeah, right.
Okay.
and that impacts me. The fans.
Oh, I know who it was.
Sway me.
It was Phil Gould. Was his name. Lovely young man. Young man.
Go have a sauna.
Okay, we'll take a really quick break and we'll be back with more. Right, welcome back to the Johns Family Podcast, Holiday Edition, final one of the year. Trish, best holiday song.
I've got two. I've got Pharrell Williams' "Happy" because it just does put me in a good mood, and the other one
Rest in
for a
peace,
floaty.
Pharrell.
Stop it. Floaty
Will
sort of
Ferrell.
a feel is
Yep.
Tina Arena's "Sorrento Moon"
Ah,
Okay.
mate, saw her. Remember we went and watched her in concert?
at Australian Open.
She was. She does the best cover, one of the best covers of all time. Cold Chisel's "Cheap Wine."
Yeah, she does.
Awesome. Rest in
She's
peace.
still alive?
Stop
She
it. Yes,
is.
she
Do you know
is.
who did? You know who did pass?
Oh no, who?
An actress in America the other day. She got stabbed. What's her name? Reese.
Reese Witherspoon.
No, I think it was with a knife.
Very
good one to finish.
Bush bar.
Oh, back
I'll tell
to
you
the
what,
old days.
That's just too good. We'll see you next year. No, we'll keep going. Jack, your holiday song?
Mate, I've gone with Kokomo by the Beach Boys.
Oh, yeah, nice.
One of the only hits not written by Brian Wilson.
Yeah, I thought I was going to go with some Lindsey Buckingham, but I thought someone else might grab it, so I went with Kokomo.
What
like
was the
Beach
Lindsay
Boys.
Buckingham one? Out of
Holiday
curiosity.
Road. Is that one?
That's the
No.
one, Coop.
Yeah, that is it. Holiday Road.
Coops?
From,
From,
Platoon, you know.
Why you-
National
Vacation.
Lampoons. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Why are you
Jack,
looking at me
Jack
like
said Platoon. No,
Yeah.
mate, it wasn't from Platoon. No. It's actually a war movie, mate, not a holiday
Oh,
movie.
Lindsay Buckingham.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know. It was,
Yeah, it is.
Has-
I had Life as a Highway. Just gets me. It's a good song to reflect, and it's a good song to travel to.
What's his name? His name is, who sings that?
Cochrane.
Yeah,
Harry
Tom,
Styles.
Tom Cochrane. Great song called The Big League.
Rascal Flats also do it as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, Rascal Flats.
I've gone Oasis. This is an obscure one. Oasis do a song called Boneheads Bank Holiday.
Yeah, it's a good song.
What a
It's
surprise.
Can
It's
you
a-
give me a tune? Go on.
No.
Go on. You sing all the other times.
And don't you know we should have stayed in England?
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay.
So it was a bonus track on What's the Story in Morning Glory. Typical Noel Gallagher written song. Great beat, catchy,
Yeah.
and sort of a bit of piss take. Really good.
I
No-
said last week you were just a broken record, and you just prove it to me every time. I can almost just guarantee you're always going to pick one of 5 bands whenever you
Okay, well, special notable mention to
He knows what he likes.
Jet. The song off the Shine album. The second song on the album called Holiday.
I love how you
Don't
think
matter what
that's
they
going
say,
away from it.
We're going on a holiday.
That is a good song. But yeah, what about him thinking, okay, I'll one up you here, and he just fell straight back into the stereotype.
Yeah, okay. We're at this one. Tism. No. Trish, bit of feedback for us?
I do. Now, Matt, you spoke about sagging testicles a few weeks ago.
I was talking about Coopers.
No, I think it was in
Mine
a
are
predicament of the week, and putting your testicles into
a
Snake pit.
Snake
snake
pit.
pit. Very
Yep.
good. Well, Matt,
Who hasn't
one of our
done that?
listeners, Matt, used to play cricket with a fellow whose trick was to pull out his testicles and put them in a schooner glass and he could get them to reach the bottom of the schooner glass.
Wow.
No way. That's some saggy nuts.
That's some saggy nuts.
Bloke I
It's a lot
played
of loose
with,
skin.
one bloke I played with had one of the smallest penises I've ever seen, but had this huge scrotum. He used to stretch it over the bottom of a pewter mug. Yeah. Shout out to... No, I'm not going to mention his name.
Shane writes in, Cooper's right about dying if you stop drinking alcohol suddenly. He says that's why the bottle shops were classed as an essential service during COVID.
Oh, there you go. Dad, don't drink. Don't stop drinking, man.
Following on from, you know how I was keeping you posted on the WhatsApp scam? A friend was surprised when she got a message from her son to send him a WhatsApp message. Her son is in preschool.
Oh, really? Yeah, wow.
And
Kids.
lastly, for
he doing?
anyone who hasn't watched the podcast on YouTube, Millsy writes, I've watched my first YouTube episode of the podcast last week and I don't think I'll be able to go back. He said it really adds an awesome element to the listening experience.
Good man, Millsy.
Well done.
You're a very...
Paddy Mills, thank you,
Is this
mate.
a word, gesticular, man?
Testicular.
You use a lot of gestures, Matthew, so I think that comes across.
Oh, he's
obviously.
a
Gesticular?
terrific fella, Millsy. Huge rugby league fan. Travels over from New Zealand.
No, not
watches
that Millsy.
games. Oh, a different Millsy.
Different Millsy.
Oh, not Millsy, the bloke who was slept with Paris Hilton on Australian Idol.
I have no idea.
Rob Mills.
No.
He's got a
Millsy
book out.
won a NBA Finals with San Antonio Spurs.
Oh,
Shout out Paddy Mills.
Patrick Mills. Oh, awesome. Good to have you on board as a listener, Paddy.
And a viewer.
And mate, slow start to the year by the Brooklyn Nets, but mate, keep the dream alive. I don't know if that's the one. Funniest holiday with friends or family, Jack?
Cobra, I've gone with when I went with the Italian squad in 2017. We went and toured in Innisfail for the first week.
Awesome
and
town.
We won our first trial match. Oh, we didn't win it. We just went really, really okay in a game against Tonga. It was a pretty stacked side.
That's the Italian way.
Yeah. And then that night we had a lot of fun. We went to Rumours nightclub. Is it Rumours or Secrets? I can't remember.
I don't know. I would just say, but it's there's a rumour that it's
one of the
secret.
listeners earlier in the year corrected me, but it's one of them too. Yeah. And then we went to the Innisfail races the next day and got up on the punt. It was a magical trip. I met Jake Clifford that day actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Paul Vaughan was on that trip. He had a barbecue that night, didn't you?
We did. We had a, mate. He's that good on the snags, old Vaughnie. And then it was a lot of fun.
I love it.
Don't know how to explain it any further.
No, it's good. It's good to mix business with pleasure. Where are you, Trish?
I couldn't think of a lot because as an adult,
go.
those funniest experiences, I've usually been drinking and I forget. But when I was younger and I travelled to Japan, I got constipated because of the rice and the funny toilets, and I just couldn't
So you
go.
went and saw Sam Papandrea. I said, "Listen, Sam, I can't shit."
No.
He said, "Okay, what you do is."
So my friend that I was travelling with was very concerned and went into a pharmacy and was trying to explain they needed something for constipation.
You're a soldier, Luke.
And ended up squatting in the middle of the pharmacy, pointing to their bottom to get the message across.
God.
Which I thought,
You know what I was
actually
just
quite
thinking?
romantic when you think
Trish
about
used
it.
to be, for the listeners out there, Trish used to be a year 6 teacher. I wonder if any of her past students listen to this podcast.
Yes,
and
they
think,
do.
Holy shit.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
Quite
Who?
a few.
Who?
Loads, actually. At the wedding that we were at the other day, a girl came up. I didn't actually teach her. She was at the school.
What was her name?
Can't remember.
What about you, Coops?
Well, funniest holiday story. That's what this question was, not funnest holiday. Mine was actually, my mates were over in Berlin. I wasn't actually there, but it's just my favourite story to tell, so I want to tell it. He's over in Berlin, and one of my young friends was about to treat himself like an amusement park. He was quite intoxicated after a night out, and he went back to his room, obviously looking forward to having a little bit of private time.
Shaking hands for the unemployed.
Yeah, and he was watching a certain video on his phone in order to get him in the mood, and unfortunately for him, he passed out, and the boys walked into his room while he was mid-shank, hand and penis still touching, and video still rolling on his phone, and the boys recorded him, and now the video still haunts him to this day.
Oh, no.
Actually, that does remind me, Cooper, of one of the boys on
Harry
tour.
Grant.
One of the boys on tour for Italy. A very similar situation occurred. Not going to name names. but someone may have walked into a bathroom where the heat was blaring and the water was arising, and then pulled the curtain back and started filming one of the boys having a lamb shank. And he didn't burst out in shock. The shower was quite loud, and he closes his eyes while shanking. So as the video's been playing and he's opened up the curtain, he was going for about another 5-6 seconds and sort of realised someone was in front of him.
Oh, it's good to see Brownie got a start in the grand final though. Now, mine was a funny one. It could have been a tragedy. We went to Hawaii in 1992.
Oh,
Same
God.
crew, Billy, Forbesy and Ian Williamson. We went, which we spoke about a little earlier. We went, it was the final day we were in Hawaii, and we were just 21. We got on a boat, which was when you went out on the boat out of Waikiki, it was basically whatever the boat's out at sea, it's all free drink. Anyway, the boat broke down. So we're just out there. Remember the guy beyond the boat was going, "Hey guys, you want a mild one or a wild one?" We're going, "We want a wild one." Anyway, by the time we got to shore, we were just absolutely blasted. So we go back to the room, pack our bags, head to the airport. Anyway, the taxi driver's having this argument with the guy in the next car, and the guy's literally, we go, "Mate, this crazy guy, he's going to ram us." So Forbesy's drunk. Forbesy goes, "I'll tell you what, old mate, next time we get a red light, I'm going to jump out, I'll give him a spray." And he goes, "Mate, if you do that, I'll give you a free trip to the airport." Yep. So sure enough, we get a red light. Forbesy hops out, goes up, says to the bloke, "Mate, wind your window down." They start arguing, and Forbesy just goes, "Bush," punches the bloke. The bloke falls down, picks up a baseball bat, and chops out and just starts wailing into Forbesy. We get out and sort of get the guy off Forbesy, and the guy hops in his car and just shoots off down the highway. Meanwhile, the taxi's done a long left, because we're in America, and it's waiting for us. Me and Ian Williamson, we go across the road. Billy and Forbesy Tank are still standing in the medium strip. Heard this screech. Bloke does a U-turn. It goes over the medium strip and goes, "Then I'm going back for these guys." And they're standing there, they see him coming, and they're giving him the finger, and he just drives on the medium strip and literally just hits them at full speed. Luckily, when he hits them,
it's
they
just
actually
ridiculous.
spray off either side as opposed to going over the top of them. They're just laying unconscious. People come from everywhere. I remember getting there, and I've gone, boys, and Billy just sort of shakes it off and comes through. And I said, "Are you all right, mate?" He goes, "Struth, I think I've been struck." So we've got on the plane. We had a stopover in Auckland. The boys could barely walk, and then, mate, as we were at Auckland, the guy goes, "Hey guys, one of you blokes, there's a surfboard here. It's one of you guys." "Oh, it's Forbesy's surfboard." Forbesy goes, "What do you mean? I didn't get a surfboard." Like, "Yeah, mate, you got it before we jumped on the plane." It was just. Yeah, well, the boys were very, very lucky. Cooper?
So much wrong with that story.
Yeah,
So
it is,
much.
but so much right as well.
Mm.
Coops? What's
I seen a bloke at the races on the weekend, and he was... This is just a little bit of a tip to everyone. If you go to the races, just suit up, because I seen a bloke, he was just sitting there and he was wearing... Like, it was a collar, but it was just a short sleeve collared shirt. If you're going to go to the races, just suit up. And while we're on the topic of fashion, Dad, what is going on with that shirt you've been wearing for the last hour?
Oh, yeah. His Hunter S. Thompson shirt. That was part of his outfit from the other day that he got from the op shop.
Honestly, you
How much,
go
Matt?
to the op shop, $3.
Bargain.
It is a good shirt for $3. I've got
He
another
picked
one.
up another one too, the green one. I like
You
the green
literally
one.
couldn't pay me to wear that.
Well, I'm
kind
not
of
going
fashion.
to pay you. Just what?
No.
It's mine.
But I'm saying, if someone was to pay me, hey, wear this, I would not wear that.
Would not wear it?
No.
Okay, well, guess what? I'm not going to ask you to wear it. And by the way, what are you wearing? Have you just been to a rock fight?
It's a
Got
white
dressed in the dark.
It's a white T-shirt.
Yeah. Makes you look
Not pressed.
stupid, mate. Righto. Guys, to finish with.
Don't say that, Tim.
Yeah,
Trisha,
thank you.
God damn it, mate. Do you always have to be the protective Italian mother? Just please.
Well, you just watch your words.
Yeah, I'm not stupid, mate.
You just be careful who you're talking to. I run. It's called the Matty Johns podcast, righto? Righto. To finish with, guys, Christmas will be just around the corner. What's on your Christmas list, Trish?
I just want everybody to be happy. Contented, settled and happy.
Okay, so
That's my wish.
where you heading to for Christmas?
Yeah, who am I hanging with?
Jack?
Mate, I've been looking at one of those Garmin sports watches lately for training, and I think I might. I'm looking at possibly grabbing one. Hint, hint.
Yeah, but didn't I buy you an Apple Watch, which Cooper now
Cooper's
has?
wearing it right now.
Yeah, but why don't you just take it back, mate? It's yours.
Well,
No, it's synced into mine now. It's very hard to unsync.
Okay, gammon. Sweet. Sounds good. We'll have a look at that. How much is that? About $30, hopefully. What about you, Coobs?
You know what? I actually wrote down, I just want everyone to be happy as well, because I thought I was going to be the bigger man and everyone would say things. But Trish actually took that role. So I'll step up something else. I would love to sell my Subi and get a sports car.
Sports car?
Yeah.
What kind of sports car?
What?
Maybe like an Audi, like an R8 or something like that.
What are you going to rob
you
a bank or
delusional
something?
little
mate?
man.
Mate, I've been saving my pennies and I'll contribute 10% towards it if you guys want to contribute the rest of it.
Yeah, that's not
We'll have a
happening.
discussion about that a little bit later, where you'll be over my lap and I'll be spanking your ass. I'm going to go gift voucher to Kittens. No, I'm only joking. Gift voucher to Kittens.
Mate, why use a gift voucher if you can use the membership card?
Sure. Belt biller. Skateboard, skinny jeans, bin 10 singlet and a sex pot. There you go, people.
What's a sex pot?
Oh, sex bot. Sorry.
Do you use your Medicare card there, Cobber?
Yeah, yes, you can. Rex and guys, it's been a long year.
Oh my God.
I was going to say rest and relaxation. Guys, we want you to get plenty of rest and relaxation. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast through this year. We really enjoy it. We really love the feedback you get. People come up to us in the street. Trish, we love the podcast. We really enjoy that. So if you see us out in the street, come up and say hi, y'all. We really do enjoy it. Have a great Christmas. Look after your families.
Yeah, travel safe.
And
Did you just say hey ya?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Thinking you're Outcast or something.
Yeah, and
Hey, y'all.
just, guys, take it easy. Look after yourselves, and we'll talk to you next year. What, boys? Just say something nice to the people.
Yep, mate. Thanks, guys. It's been great having you listen to us. And enjoy Goodbye Horses by Buffalo Bill. We're about to exit to it as well. Jack, you got something to say as well?
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming up. It's as a
Coming
hard
up.
year as a Newcastle Knights player. Thank you for coming up and saying hello, and thank you for the podcast this year. And enjoy Goodbye Horses.
Well, Jack, with the Knights, don't worry, mate. The only way is up. Or hang on, the Dolphins are in. Okay. Anyway, well, mate, Tricia, got a message for the people?
I've already said it, Matthew. Travel
She has.
safe. Look after one another.
People, that's it. We're trying to wind this up somehow. We've gone around the Cape of Good Hope. Have a great Christmas.
Have a great
good
Christmas.
break and enjoy Goodbye Horses by James Gunn.